afternoon. My name is Karen and I'm here for lesson 3, and what I'm doing in these short YouTube videos is demystifying some of the things you're going to hear or experience in a yoga class. So today I'm here to talk about a kind of a difficult subject in a very short period of time, and the subject is chakras. Chakras means wheel or spin. Each one of these wheels located up our central column has a color associated with it, has an idea associated with it, and has a physical manifestation associated with it. And the physical manifestation is our endocrine system or the glandular system. So chakras is an energetic or subtle influence that over time brings into manifestation on a physical level. So the physical manifestation is actually coming out of the help of the chakra or the association of that chakra. We're going to start with the root chakra. Its color is red, very much like the color of my shirt. And you may be able to feel it if you place your hand right down at your tailbone, or even feel your sit bones connected to the floor, or a little bit clearer than that if you can locate your perineum. And the perineum sits between the anus and the sex organ. So that is the foundation of our being. Its developmental years is 0 to 5 years old. And so it has to do with, even before we come out into this physical world, our development and our mind is being created when we're in utero, and it has so much to do with time, space, and limitation. The physical part of it is the reproductive organs and also the colon or the legs. Energetically, it has to do with our sense of belonging and well-being, and whether we're having our needs met for food, shelter, safety, and security. It also has to do with our relationship to Mother Earth, and it grounds our spirit into matter. So you can ask yourself the idea of, am I happy that I've incarnated into a physical form? It has to do with the element of earth. And as far as the physical sense goes, it has to do with the sense of smell. So everything kind of stacks upon that as far as chakras are concerned. The idea behind this chakra is how we associate to the mundane world. The world which moves slow and has everything to do with a practical nature to it. You can see it, taste it, touch it, and feel it. That's the root chakra. On a positive archetypal level, it manifests as the mother, or the nurture, or that of a mothering instinct or impulse. The negative side, or the shadow side, which in yoga, like I said, everything has a duality, is the victim. So we look at that and just kind of measure where we are with our sense of belonging and happiness that we've incarnated into the world, or do we feel victimized and need a rescue? That's the root chakra. Then we move up to the second chakra. The second chakra, or sacral chakra, has a development alongside the root chakra and extends from 5 into 8 years old. It's not as physical as the root chakra, but more of an idea of what creation and creativity is, and what our desire is. And because it has to do with the element of water, it also has to do with the sense of taste and our tastes in life, the things we have a taste for. Water is a fairly heavy element, and it takes on the form of anything that it is put in, but it also has to do with our emotional quality. And so it is very much attached, that second chakra. The first chakra is red. We move up the octave into a color of orange. So the second chakra has a lot also to do with passion and what's called Shakti energy and our passionate nature in regards to what we're creating or how we can create on this planet. And it is, in a sense, very personal. You may want to ask yourself this question in relation to this chakra, is how do I taste the world? So we come out of the womb, and usually the first thing that happens is we get held up to our mother's breast, and that is our first taste of the world. So we ground in those two chakras, the sense of smell and the sense of taste, as being very primal to our development. We then move up the ladder into this place, age 8 to about 12 years old, where we develop our personal power. So the second chakra lies just below the navel. You can place your hand there. The third chakra lies just above the navel. The second chakra has to do with our kidneys and the excretory system and our lymphatic system. And we move up the ladder to our third chakra, and it has everything to do with our digestive system. As far as our liver is concerned, our gallbladder is concerned, our pancreas is concerned, and our small intestine and how it assimilates food. It also, aside from having to do with physical digestion, has a lot to do with the digestion in our mind. The two kind of mirror each other. So let's say if you have an upset stomach or some digestive disorder, it's not so easy to think straight, or your energy is going more toward your digestive disturbance. So we really want to look at this chakra as a fire element chakra. Its color is yellow, which is a very bright color as far as the octaves go in the color scale. And it's the warrior or the warrioress, or the one that will take their courage and actually go out and meet the world. In its developmental years, if you've ever had an 11 or 12-year-old child, you realize they're completely full of opinions. They've had enough time on this planet to realize that they are not the mother or the father anymore, whereas in those first developmental years, child starts breaking away and self-identifying. At this point in the third chakra, we suddenly realize we're separate, and then we've had enough time on this planet to glean our own opinions about things. Very important in leadership capabilities and self-confidence and even in self-discipline. So the third chakra is corresponding with that last personal identification stage. So it's kind of coming out from an emotional stage or a need for food, shelter, safety, security, and here I am, and this is how I'm going to meet the world and join the world and create with the world. Third chakra in a positive archetypal role is the warrior. In a shadowy negative archetypal role is the servant. So you can see on a scale where you are with that, whether it's a leadership or a subservient place that you fall into. Where is your confidence and your self-esteem? This is how we measure the health of that chakra. So transformation, transmutation, we take food in, we digest it, it comes out, something different. That is the third chakra, Manipura chakra. And then we move up the scale and we come into a lighter, airier place. In fact, the heart chakra has everything to do with the air element. Its color is green. It extends all the way out to the hands and is associated with the sense of touch. Whereas the third chakra was associated with the sense of sight, we now come to this place of we see and we touch. So the developmental years have to do with some very tender and vulnerable years of about 12 or 13 to 16. And it's when we decide to bring in another person or a cause or something other than ourself, a greater possibility. We evaluate how we're touching the world, how the world is touching us at that time. Also, it's our heart, our physical heart, but our lungs as well. And so the health of our lungs and cardio plexus is everything to do with it. And our thyroid gland as well, the regulator of our thermostat of our body. Anahata, it's as though we're talking about our healing heart. The thing about this chakra in a positive manner, or positive archetype, has to do with compassion and non-judgment and the lover or love, joy. In a shadowy state of this Anahata chakra has to do with the actor or the actress, and so can imply a lot of charm and charisma and superficiality, for lack of a better word. In probably the best archetype to see this in the light would be Aphrodite. And Aphrodite was beautiful and filled with desire and not attached to anything. So there's an element with this heart chakra of surrender and non-attachment and unconditional love. So you can look at your life in that time of 12 or 13 to 16 years of age and see how you were touched by the world and how you touched the world. So we move up from this air element into an even lighter element of ether or space. And this is our throat chakra. The throat chakra has everything to do with what we hear, what we say, and what we remember from our previous development of our chakras and put out into the world through our word. Had a great teacher who called this chakra the mouth of God. And so there's a huge responsibility when we speak, if you look at it in that way. Its color is baby blue, and its developmental years are age 15 to 21. And it, in a positive aspect, has to do with truthful communication. In a not so positive way, it has to do with the shadow or the silent child. So it's at this stage in our life that we put our willpower into action, that we put our creativity, our creative ideas into action. And you can kind of measure in your own life how much of those ideas do you keep inside, and how much of these ideas that you have creatively do you share and speak out there. How integritous is your communication? How do you bring your willpower to the forefront? And just what does that mean to you? So the throat chakra is a very important part of us because it's the last chakra connected to our spinal column.